Man, it is June 6th, and Google Stadia was blown out today. I know, guys, this isn't Nintendo, but this is kind of the first major non-Nintendo thing, I guess, to happen for E3. And I am sitting down with Eric Moore from the Nintendo Prime Podcast, because we're both here to cover E3. How's it going, man?
Good.
So we now know a ton of things about Google Stadia, because before when we saw it, it was all proof of concept. Here's what it is. Here's how it works. But now we have all the details. So first, let's just go through what the details are, right? So they have a Google Stadia Pro membership for $10 a month, or $9.99 to be exact. That Pro membership, you get 4K, 60 FPS on all the devices, and then you also get free games once in a while. Don't know when. They didn't announce if it was monthly or weekly or what it is. First free game you get is Destiny 2. There's also a free version. They call it the Basic. Yes. You get gaming up to 1080p at 60 FPS. But you don't get any of the free games. You don't get Destiny 2. And you do have to purchase the games individually. Now, we don't know the pricing. We don't know if these are going to be full $59.99 or whatever they're going to charge, right? We don't know.
Right.
And it's all streaming. There's a website, at least makes it sound like they're advertising it as no consoles, no need to download, instant play. So I don't know if you'll be able to download them in addition to down the road, but it sounds like at launch it's straight streaming, which, I mean, it's advertised as a streaming gaming service, so That is what it is. They have their ratings, what they are claiming you need to in order to enjoy it. So if you get the Pro membership, you're going to want 30 megabyte or better to enjoy 4K 60. Oh, you also, by the way, you also get 5.1 surround sound with the Pro membership. You don't get that with the Basic. 1080p, you need about 20 megs stable is what they want, and about basically anywhere between 5 and 10 will get you 720 at 60. That's what they claim. Of course, we'll have to test it out at launch. You guys can test it out at launch, whatever. And that's basically it. There is a game lineup, I guess we can announce, that you'll be able to buy on day one. Those games are Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Destiny 2, Grid, Baldur's Gate 3, Metro Exodus. Oh, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, by the way. They announced that today.
Yeah.
That was a big announcement.
That's awesome.
Not exclusive, apparently. But, I mean, not really surprised it's not exclusive. I mean, why would you make it exclusive and ignore the current gaming market?
Right.
But Metro Exodus, Thumper, Final Fantasy 15, Rage 2, Tomb Raider Trilogy, Samurai Showdown, Football Manager 2020, Get Packed, The Elder Scrolls Online, Guilt, which they showed off today. Looked pretty interesting.
Get Packed looked pretty good, too.
Yeah, it did.
That was funny.
Yeah, Get Packed looked funny. The Crew 2, The Division 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Just Dance, Trials Rising, NBA 2K, Borderlands 3, Farming Simulator 19, Mortal Kombat 11, and Darksiders Genesis, which was also announced, and that's also coming to Switch. That's some stuff we'll talk about maybe later. So that is interesting. So to kind of sum it all up, it's free,
right?
But you buy individual, or if you want 4K, you pay, and it's kind of like Xbox Live, right? Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, where you get free games for being subscribed to those services. But if we're being completely honest, I don't know that anybody subscribes to Xbox Live and PlayStation Network because you get free games. I mean, maybe it does. Do you think anyone actually subscribes to get the free games?
I'm sure there's a handful of people out there.
Well, because here's the thing. Online play is locked behind those services on those systems. So, that's why people buy Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. So they can play games online.
Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's a handful of people out there that go out just for the free games and don't actually play.
Here's the issue I have with Stadia. I get that they're basically treating it like Stadia as a platform, and then you buy the games for that platform and play it anywhere.
So basically, it's another console.
Yeah, but it's for everything. So you don't have to buy hardware.
Right.
It's eliminating hardware. It's a software. Wow. It's Steam, but on everything.
Right.
That's what it really was. It's Steam, but on everything.
Right.
Except you're streaming it instead of playing it locally. And we're not here to debate about game streaming on the whole, and if you guys think it's a good idea or not. Like, can Google handle it? Or we're not here to talk about that, right? We're here to talk about Google Stadia as what it is, I guess, and what we feel like it should be, or maybe what doors are now open to other companies to try something else. Because the number one competitor to Google Stadia, at least initially, is going to be Microsoft with Project xCloud, which they're blowing out here in a few days. And Project xCloud is a streaming service as well. And Microsoft is in an interesting position now because Google Stadia isn't a subscription service. Okay, you can get the Pro membership and get some free games like Xbox Live, but you don't have to. It's free. It's not a subscription service. It's you buy individual games. So on the one hand, there is a potential that as long as they add in the future the ability to download those games, you could own them.
Well,
and that is nice.
Right.
And compared to a subscription model, you can own these individual games, even if Google Stadia goes away one day, as long as you're able to download them and get codes and stuff like that. So there is a potential here for people worried about ownership that, hey, Google's got your back because you own the individual games and you'll always be able to download them if Google Stadia goes away. Right. That is a potential future.
Right.
They didn't announce that. They're not. That's all speculative. But when you have to buy games individually, usually that has an implied ownership effect to it.
Right.
But
definitely,
Microsoft has Microsoft Games Pass for $10 a month. Same price.
Mm-hmm.
You get all of Microsoft's Xbox One games on that service. You get pretty much all their Xbox 360 games on that service. You play them locally, $10 a month, all of it. You don't buy them individually. You have access to hundreds and hundreds of games day one, and they also added third-party games now to it too. So that's, to me, what this kind of is up against, because xCloud can be that, but just be game streaming.
Right, definitely. I don't know. It almost kind of feels like Google dropped the ball here a little bit on this.
They were the first major company out the gate to get into this. Game streaming's existed, by the way, but to get into it on this massive service scale. But,
well, quote unquote service.
Here's the thing. I've always said, maybe, Eric, let me know if you disagree with this. The only way for game streaming to take off is to be Netflix.
Yeah, I would agree on that one easily.
One price per month, access to a whole bunch of games that makes it cheaper for consumers.
Right.
If it's not cheaper, besides not having to buy hardware, what's the value add for people?
And the thing is,
because you lose the ability to play offline.
Right. No, for sure. And the thing is, right now, is they got a handful of games right now. They're going to be constantly adding more. Are they actually going to just completely keep all of these games open for? Well,
if you're buying them individually, why wouldn't they?
That's the question. Or are they going to be rotating?
That's the one knock on Netflix is things get removed over time.
Right. But
you're also constantly having stuff daily on Netflix.
But you're also not paying for the individual content. You're paying for the subscription. The service. And
it sucks that, that's the one thing about Netflix. Some people complain about, you lose access. But you know what? Netflix is the biggest streaming thing out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Obviously, the model works.
Yeah.
And they rotate things out that people aren't really watching that much anymore anyways. That's usually what they do, unless contracts expire, of course.
Right.
Which can happen with games, too. So that's my thing. I think the future of game streaming is in a subscription service, not in we're just giving you Xbox Live optionally, or you just buy games individually and stream them. It's cool that kind of service exists, but it almost feels like, we're just trying to compete directly with consoles.
Right.
And that, to me, is dumb. That you're not taking advantage of what a streaming service can offer. To me, the only advantage of game streaming is to be, besides obviously not having to buy hardware, but I think the biggest advantage of game streaming at the consumer end, the way consumers are going to look at it, because we could talk about the potential of streaming and how they have unlimited power and can do whatever they want because they have all the power of the cloud and the servers. Like, that's all great and dandy, but at the consumer level, we're going to look at it as, are you going to get me games cheaper than I already can get them now? No? Then who cares?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I guess at this point, we'll just throw it out to you guys. What do you guys think? What are you thinking on Google Stadia? I know there's a lot of YouTubers that put out videos that are not happy. But again, these YouTubers aren't the audience. Most of you probably are the target audience, if we're being completely honest. We're not talking to the target audience because we are a video game YouTube channel. And I don't think that's the target for streaming services. But here's the thing. The funny thing is, it feels like Stadia's trying to target us. So in their attempt to target us, how you feeling? Got any closing thoughts, Eric?
And part of the blame can probably land on us as like gamers and stuff like that, and the assumptions that we've made beforehand. Sure. Because Google never stated any of this. We just assumed this was how it was going to work.
Because it's how it works in every other industry that uses streaming.
Right. But, some of the blame does fall on us for assuming that this is going to. I mean, it's a small percentage, but
I don't think there was an assumption that was how it was going to work in terms of the one price for everything. But I think there was a lot of you're dumb not to.
Right.
Like, of course you assume it because if you're not doing that, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's where I sit right now. It's like,
right. No.
I'll try it. I'll try it out for a month. I technically already tried it out for free last year with Project Stream. But I'll try it out for a month just to see what it's like, just to get an idea of how it feels going between stuff. And I'll probably try out xCloud as well just to kind of do a comparison. But beyond that, I don't know if I'm ever going to do it again.
One other thing that I do...
Well, I shouldn't say ever. That's a long time. But
one other thing that I do think... They do have a decent collection of games at start.
Sure, but all these games are everywhere else with massive back catalogs.
Right, I get that. But, I mean, for a startup service thing, they have a decent...
I think it's crap.
Decent library.
Outside of Baldur's Gate 3, which is great. It's a bunch of old games.
What did you expect? Brand new ones?
Yes.
That's true.
It's a streaming service. The whole point of a streaming service, there shouldn't be development time to wait for these games. They should just run. You're running them on supercomputers, basically.
Yeah, you're basically running them on dev units.
There's it shouldn't be that hard to convert. You build especially games that have PC versions. Yeah. It should all be here.
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Oh, the Division 2. How about all the last Assassin's Creed games? You literally... Assassin's Creed's not even on there, and that was part of Project Stream.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey's on there.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Was that on the list?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey's on there. Yeah.
Let me glance at that list again.
It's on there.
Where's your game list?
Up.
Thought it was...
Obviously up.
Thought it was towards the bottom.
Up. Right there. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, okay. Still, where's Origins?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. There's a handful of good games that are really good on here.
Final Fantasy 15 is old. Wolfenstein comes out this summer. It'll be old by the time it gets there. Doom Eternal, we don't know yet.
Guilt looked really good.
Yes, but those are indie style games. I'm talking like the big AAA games. Elder Scrolls Online has been out forever. What?
They do have Borderlands 3.
Sure. They have Borderlands 3. Great. They have the Division 2.
Baldur's Gate 3.
They have Baldur's Gate 3. Great. Dragon Ball Universe 2 has been out forever. Just Dance. Woo.
Youngblood, isn't that
Mortal Kombat 11 has been out since spring.
Isn't Youngblood relatively new?
Yeah, it comes out this summer, I think July.
I mean...
Yeah. I'm not saying they don't have some relatively new. I'm saying you're releasing in November. You need Call of Duty. Day one.
Yeah.
Imagine if Xbox 2 launched this fall but didn't have Call of Duty on it.
Yeah. No, I get
Didn't have all the... Here's the thing.
I get you.
When new platforms launch, when PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox launch, they will have all of the current games that come out that month launching on the platform. Mm-hmm. They always do.
Yeah.
This doesn't have that.
Right.
This doesn't have the support.
Right.
And I get it, that they don't just assume that they get support.
Yeah, I don't know.
The industry's not supporting it, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Square is what? Throwing at Final Fantasy 15? Woo. That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you.
Ubisoft, we're all in. You got Assassin's Creed Odyssey and The Division 2. Oh, and Crew 2. Sorry, the Crew 2 is them too. And Just Dance. I guess Ubisoft has quite a few on there, I suppose. So maybe I shouldn't knock them. But, gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
They don't have the full support of the industry. What this shows me, they do not have full support of the industry. Hey, there's no Fallout 76. Maybe that's a bonus. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what your thoughts on this down in the comments below. I'm Nathaniel Ruffle Jansen. This is
Eric Moore.
And thanks for listening to our off the cuff, I guess, opinions on Google Stadia, which is completely irrelevant to Nintendo since it's not announced it's coming to Nintendo. Who knows? Maybe it will be in the future. Since I guess the idea of Google Stadia is to be on everything at some point. So, all right, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you in the next video.